Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Colt, and usually I do show my face, but on this video I do not have my camera with me, so I just wanted to break down this trade recap, how I made $1,500 trading the S&P 500, and how you guys can literally replicate my strategy step by step. I know there's a lot of other videos on the right side. Focus with me for the next 10 minutes and I will give you guys an immense amount of value, but it's only going to work if you guys put in the work. So before we get started, if you are new to my channel, you guys should definitely hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of other videos based around trading that will help you guys out. If you do want to connect with me on more of a personal level, I am on Instagram as well. So there should be something on the screen where you guys can shoot me a follow and send me a message. And if you guys are looking for a prop firm to get funded, you can go to Apex Trader Funding, use this code on the screen, and it will give you 50% off your order. And guys, I just started doing live trading again. You can get 7 days free. There is a link in the description. And with the website, if you guys go to it, there is a video that will literally explain everything. Now, I do my live trading, but we have a community, a school community, where we have a bunch of other traders in there. And it's honestly really, really cool. So the website that I'm looking at, or you guys are looking at on my screen, is in the link in the description. You guys can go through, see the testimonies, all that good stuff. Now let's get into the charts. I'm going to break down step by step exactly like the way that I trade and everything to make it really easy for you guys to replicate this. So the first thing, when I'm trading, guys, I am trading 3 pairs only: ES, the S&P 500, YM, the Dow Jones, and then NQ, NASDAQ. So when I'm looking at these pairs, I want you guys to understand something. When you are trading, day trading is not everyday trading. But the cool thing is, when you guys are looking at multiple assets, there may be a setup on one pair, but there isn't a setup on another pair. And that actually happened yesterday, where I was looking at YM. So today's the 7th of February. But if I go back to yesterday, you guys can see we had this perfect downtrend. Absolutely clear. The market structure is just on point. And I want you guys to understand that's the first step of this strategy, is identifying the market structure. You want to be seeing lower lows and lower highs. Very definite and very defined and clear. You want to be seeing higher highs and higher lows. So look at the market structure right here, how it's very visible to see that we're selling. We're not going to be buying. We are freaking selling on this day right here. Versus if I go to NQ, look at yesterday, February 6th. Look at the market structure. You see how big these candles are? How it's just going back and forth. There's no defined clear trend. So that's a major hack within itself, is just because there's not a setup on one pair doesn't mean that there isn't a setup on another pair. So market structure, that's number 1. 2, there's realistically a couple of windows of times that you guys should be trading between. That's 9:30 to 10 a.m. Great window of time. And then also 10 to 11 a.m. And when I'm talking about these times, my time zone is set to UTC 5 New York. These are all EST times that I am referring to when I am trading. So those are your windows of time. Usually I just trade from 9:30 to 10 a.m. and I get very, very clear defined setups. And I love trading between that window of time because there's so much volatility. If you guys don't know, the market open is actually at 9:30 a.m. So those are the first 3 steps. We have our assets that we trade, we have the market structure, and then we have our times. Now the next thing is our entry model, and for this I'm going to just go to the trade that I took today so you guys can understand it a little bit better. So we can see right here we're in confluence with our time. Market structure, we did have this big wick. There definitely was some type of news, but that doesn't bother us because the news is an hour before the time that we're going to be trading. And we can see the market is decently clear. It is kind of forming these higher highs and higher lows. So when I was looking at the markets, I was like, all right, we're going to be going long. Now the way that I trade is I use an entry model called a fair value gap. and I'm going to explain this to you guys. So if we go back in time, this is when I showed up to the market. I show up usually to the market at 9:25 a.m. guys, 5 minutes before the market open. I don't need to be sitting in front of the charts for an hour, 2 hours, and I find that if I go into the markets too early, I start developing these false expectations. I kind of overanalyze the markets. I just put way too much time and energy into analyzing the markets when trading should be very emotionless and robotic. And when I'm in it before, like 30 minutes or an hour before, I'm looking at this scenario and this scenario, and I'm looking at this time and this time, and I'm just all over the place. I'm scatterbrained. So I want you guys to think of your trading as KISS. Keep it stupid simple, baby. That's why I show up 5 minutes before. So when I was looking at the market, I saw that we had this fair value gap right here, and I'm going to explain what this is. So this fair value gap, it's a 3 candlestick pattern. We have the first candle, second candle that creates the gap, and the third candle that closes it. So ideally, all you're doing is getting a rectangle from the first candle's high for a bullish fair value gap, clicking it, dragging to the third candle, clicking it, and then dragging this just into the future. Now I did tell you that it's a 3 candlestick pattern, 1, 2, 3. Usually the 4th, 5th, or 6th candle will retrade into the rectangle, and when it hits the top or the middle of the rectangle like it did right here, that's when you would be executing a long position or sell position, depending on what type of fair value gap it is. Now instead of you putting that rectangle on the chart, all you need to do is get this indicator Lux, algo, space, fair value gap right here. And once you get that indicator, it will automatically print these fair value gaps on your chart just like it did right here. So ideally, you want to see these higher highs and a fair value gap be formed, and then the fair value gap to be retraded into on a higher low. So we see that higher low right here. We've been constantly hitting this fair value gap multiple times, and this is when I got into the market on this next candle right here. I executed my long position. Now remember, the market open is at 9:30, so in a couple of candles, you're going to see the market open right here. So notice how we have this very long wick right here. Usually at 9:30 a.m., the market will do something called a false breakout. What it will do is it will go in the opposite direction that it actually intends to go into, so it will trick and manipulate other people into going into trades that aren't in the right direction. That's how the algorithm and the market makers make money, baby. They're making money off retail and all these people that don't know how to analyze the markets correctly. So what does the market makers do? They come and push the market down very heavily. And a lot of people, they're seeing this at once. This whole wick right here, guys, it was filled and looked like this. So when you go and see that, you can go and gauge that, oh, the market's dropping. But no, that's a false breakout. The market makers, they're trapping everybody in sell positions right here. They know that all these retail and beginner traders, they have their stops right above this wick right here. What happens on the next candle? Annihilates everyone's stops. Okay? Then what does it start to do? Pushes up. There's a lot of people that see these big green candles now, and they're like, oh, it's pushing up. We're going to buy now. We just got stopped out of our sell, but buy. So they're going in here, and they're buying. And where do they have their stops? Right here. So what do the market makers do? They push it up. They lock people in buys all in here. They think, oh, it's going up. It's going to the moon. As people say, nope. Watch this. Comes down. And some people may have got stopped out right there if they didn't. But a lot of people, they're now seeing this trade drop like this, and they're getting super emotional. They're getting dramatic, and they're like, no, it's not buys anymore, sell. Versus in the beginning, we saw this little hack right here, a fair value gap. And we knew that it was going to act like a suspension on a car. When it hits a bump, it's going to hit that and then bounce back even higher than it did the previous time. We already had the data collected. We didn't get stopped out at the market open like the amateurs did. We didn't have any issues in here. We weren't emotional. We knew exactly what was going to happen, and that's how trading should be. You guys should know to a T exactly what's going to happen next. So with this information I gave you guys, This video alone will change your trading if you apply it, but it's not going to work unless you guys do the work. You have to study these videos, and the past couple of videos that I've been dropping, I'd say like the past 10 videos go into my strategy. So you're probably, if you go through the past 10 of my videos, you'll see another video, and by the end of those 10 videos, you will understand exactly how I trade 100% perfectly. And if you guys do want one-on-one help, you want to get on a Zoom call with me, I did put a link in the description where you can book a call with me, and we could just talk and see where you're at with your trading and your goals, and see if I'd even be a good fit to help you out. But guys, I appreciate you coming on this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Not a lot of people made it to the end of the video, but you did. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Also, comment below. I want to know who you guys are and how I can help you guys out with your trading. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping weekly videos every single week on trading to help you guys out. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.